All right, good morning and welcome back, everybody, the YouTube game and the school community. Here we are for the day 27 of the challenge, almost completed. I have two more challenges to make to wrap up this 4 weeks training. And today it's going to be all about stepping into my future self and being able to visualize the next steps of my journey, the actions that I will take, and how I will continue to develop my authentic self throughout this journey. Okay. So again, very exciting and very scary, I think, to talk about this topic because, it's about going to dig in the deepest side of myself, what are my dreams, my plans, and being able to put some words on this. So again, scary and exciting. It's like a big mixed feelings that I'm about to share with you guys. Things that I'm also scary because that's what they said. If you don't dream big enough, or if it's your dreams are not scaring you, it means that you're not dreaming big enough. So I think it's all about like this whole process of visualization, being able to voice it up, because obviously the universe will hear every single one of our words, and it's about slowly to manifest. Okay, now I shared with you the fact that it was a necessity for me to get out of the employee game. It's something that it's not satisfying me fully anymore. I think like I have a void to fill. And obviously, I finally, with the Lucid community, being able to look for my purpose, to align my goals and to make sure that I'm going in one single direction. In the past, I think I was always very confused if I wanted to do A, B, C, or D. It was very difficult to commit to one single idea because always, I was in fear, in doubt, not knowing if it was the right move, the right choice, the right direction to take. Now, today, I feel much more at peace, with what I want to do with myself. I think the work that I have done previously with, my thoughts, understanding my capabilities, my strength, my weaknesses, my finding my ikagai helped me a lot, to finally understand what I'm making in this world. It will be stupid to start a career right away from scratch and to dump everything I have achieved in hospitality without using how can I leverage this at my own advantage. And, especially now with my restaurant that I'm working, Wormwood, and the team and the collective that we have built, I feel more secure, more confident than ever, because it was always a dream of mine and I voiced it up for years. The fact that I really wanted to do something with friends, like I wanted to do a business with friends. I wanted to be able to collaborate, to all go to the same direction. And I think that right now we're building something at Wormwood, which is very, very similar to what I always envisioned. And to me, this is the biggest, strength that I can receive. The one coming from my team, when we have already this bond, this trust, we're getting closer from each other every day through adversity. There is like a certain trust that is happening between all of us. And this is really like a motor for me to continue to push towards even bigger projects, bigger dreams, and bigger realization. Now, let's get to the fun fact. So right now, I'm really tipping on my on the edge where I feel more comfortable than ever speaking in front of the camera. And again, it's just like a 3 weeks program that just started, and I have so much more improvement to do. But I finally, look forward every single day to get back to this moment where I can speak to you guys, I can voice up, I can continue to, open up myself towards my past, my present, and my future, my vulnerabilities and my fears, and now focusing about my dreams. Okay. So again, right now, I really believe that I'm achieving something great in what we're building at Wormwood. And now I think it's the time for me to start thinking about building a brand, right? So again, I always told you guys that I'm thinking about coaching, mentorship, creating an academy for people that want to be in hospitality, or people that want to learn from hospitality to apply to their private life, because one doesn't go without the other. Okay. So from now, the thing that I'm thinking is like, look at it, your hospitality, or look at it, your mentorship, or look at it, your academy, like building a brand that really looks like me, where I can set my own rules and I don't have to listen to the rest of the system, and trying to really voice up and see how does this impact to the people that are all around me, and then spread it out in different channels, right? So on the personal side, obviously I want to grow this YouTube channel. I want to learn how to create more content, whatever it could be, on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, and starting to build my reputation across different platforms. I think TikTok will be more for the large funnels, small shorts, and being able to catch people at a large audience. LinkedIn will be obviously to collaborate with more professionals. Instagram will be still the main platform that will be long lasting, especially in the US, because TikTok will eventually stop soon in America. So a mix of posts, stories, and reel about the different moment that I can capture within the YouTube game. Okay, and then YouTube for long format, and being able to be more towards coaching, long format videos, and really being able to share my science to the world. Okay, so once I'm gonna have enough visibility, obviously the goal is to create, as I mentioned, my own company, where it could be mentorship and coaching. It could be consulting for other restaurants across the country, or why not internationally. We're gonna be able to do a course, an online course. So again, I have no knowledge in those kind of things. Yesterday, I've learned that there is no point to reinvent the wheel and to start from scratch. So now I need to learn how to identify a professional in the same kind of field or niche that have already achieved a great success with those kind of online courses, to inspire myself and to provide like a similar model where, I know it's going to be worth it for people. Like I understand that it has to be like a subscription base. Okay. So rather than a one-time price to create and to be able to scale the business on the long run. So this is what I'm looking at, being able to charge anywhere between 20 to $100 for premium services, and being able to share the wisdom throughout hospitality, coaching for team members, coaching for leaders, coaching for people that are not part of the industry, and that want to achieve great success in whatever fields by following some simple principles. Obviously, they're going to be the consulting brand towards helping other restaurants, to identify what are their current problems. And again, I always have the same thing the same systems when I come to a new restaurant. I think it's about spending the first week or two just taking notes and identifying everything that is wrong in terms of operations. Because at the end of the day, you can be a master at financials. If your restaurant, your service, or your business is not genuine in what they do, you won't be able to, to do great finances anyway, because 0% of zero is still zero. So you can start, reducing cost and increasing profitability once the restaurant is full. But in order to be full, you really gotta set a culture, you gotta set a team, you gotta focus on efficiency, on effectiveness, making sure that people are growing and that we are creating like a prosperous business on the long run. Because a restaurant is very tricky. I see it like a newborn baby, and you have constantly to have a permanent attention towards your business, because if you start focusing on something else, the pieces will fall apart. And the hard truth is that you cannot trust anybody in this business unless yourself, so you really have to be starving and passionate, first of all, if you want to jump into the hospitality industry. And this is what the consulting will be all about, making sure that everything makes sense, that the storytelling that we give to the guest is right, that your team members are properly trained, that the culture, your people are happy to come to work every single day, that you have constant training, constant growth, constant catch up with your team members, that your maintenance is right, that your systems for the POS system and everything is efficient, that the cost of your menus are right, that you don't have a menu too big, and remove all the bullshit about what sells and what doesn't, and being able to do those analysis like this into the restaurant, right? So we're going to have coaching and mentorship, we're going to have consultancy, we're gonna starting to do some podcasts as well, so I already have like a few hookups to start doing podcasts by next week. So I'm gonna learn all these things about building a script, aligning my voice, collaborating with other professionals, and then being able to set a vision for the future restaurants that will be in the US, and being able to inspire as much as individuals, but also businesses towards this journey as well. Obviously I talk about the ebook. Like obviously I always wanted to write a book. Basically, it was my old dreams of mine was to, write an autobiography, the day I would make it, to be able to share my story to the world. And again, it takes time and surrounding ourselves with people in order to do this. I quit school very early when I was young. It wasn't for me. And now I also understand the fact that I have certain lack of knowledge for those kind of things. So obviously I will be able and I will need to surround myself with other professionals and people that already wrote books in order to make mine. So I think it's about a good mix of selling the right ratio of services and products, in order to earn the freedom that I always was craving for. So the goal is to be able to set like a few things that can sell, that can work, and that can help people on their own without me having to be constantly present. Okay. So I think, like the a rule of thumb in order to get rich is at least to get 5 different streams of revenue. So if I can make money from the content that I do, if I can make money from the consultancy in restaurants and hotels, if I can make money from the course that I'm gonna sell, if I can make money from the ebook that I would like to write, and if I would like to make money from different various projects that we have within the restaurant world, like for example, at Wormwood right now, where we want to build like a TikTok channel with our teams. We want to create like an education program. We want to create like plenty of different things that will unfold over the next weeks. But this is actually really cool because we're going to be able to thrive within the restaurant and within the people that are part of this community, also creating the programs that are by myself. And like I can really see the things unfolding. So now I think the realistic future steps is about understanding how to open up a company, how to build myself a logo and an identity, to be able to align what are my core values that I will be able to stick to for the next decade, and from there I will be able to have the foundations of what I want to build. So I think it's about continuing to create content on a daily basis to create that audience and to already have this mailing list, like all the audience and the mailing list, and that will help me for the marketing once I will have one of my products that I ready, and from there I will be able to spread it online and to enter to the sales part of this, right? Like with the school community, there is also what they call the school game. Like I could also create like a school community on my own this time, and to start reaching out to people, because it's a truth that online education right now is the biggest thing that is happening right now in the world. And like if you can find the right balance between entertainment and education, and you combine those together, that are two very separate niche, and if you have the mastery to combine both worlds together, obviously you're going to be able to have tremendous amount of success and reward for what we're trying to achieve. So obviously when I talk about all this, obviously I don't gonna be able to do all this on my own and by myself. So I think it's about finding people that gonna, bite into the project, that gonna feel so inspired, that want to make the difference, that want to change, that want to help other people's life, and obviously that combine a different sets of different skills. One probably is good in sales, the other one is good in marketing, the third one is good in editing, the third one is good at social media, or finances, like maybe we're going to have a financial advisor, maybe we're going to find like a couple of investors that want to chip in into the project, right? Plus all the different roles and cores that I haven't got into the step yet. I don't know what's going to be unfolding, but like I really now going to be manifesting to find those people that want to really rally into the project and collaborate together to start making these brands come alive and successful as well. So like I always been inspired with people that were starting their business, their startup, that was doing something on their own. And very often I was the first one, to say, hey, by the way, if you need anything, I'm here for you. So I really hope that people are going to start feeling inspired by what I try to achieve, and that will want to help, to give advice, to spare some time, to show me, to guide me, to help me, to give me some master classes in order for me to be able to have those few pieces of the puzzle together by myself. So like this, after that, obviously it will be more easy for me to delegate, manage, and oversee the work of others, to make sure that they're reaching their deadlines, that they have targets, goals, that they're happy to perform, and that we're going to be able to grow and to see a growth that goes really, really fast. And obviously going national, and why not international? That's the whole point. Like I'm not trying to dream too big as well. Like obviously I'm very ambitious, and right now I want to put all my effort and concentration into this project. However, again, I'm somebody which is pretty simple. Like in terms of money, as I always told you, like what I want is like a steady 20 to 50 grand per month. Now if it was more, obviously, but the goal is to don't lose my freedom and to don't, like become that kind of CEO or, like a director of operation that just doesn't have a minute for itself, because there is always like always more work to make, and again, that's not necessarily the point. Like I want to create like simple things, being able to do it well. And now obviously the goal is to help as many people as I can. Obviously I know that we're so many of us that come from the same middle class background, that didn't receive the opportunity, wasn't taught at school, and again, all those kind of entrepreneurial, financial, learning how to dream, learning how to make your dreams come true, like this is not being taught in life. Like I think at school we only teach us how to become good workers, to be employees, to be followers. And again, I want to change that world. I want to change that mindset, because a world live of freedom is the most important, it's the most beautiful things. And I remember a few days ago, like I was listening to my mentor, Lucid, that was saying, that, he went through all that stage of life where he was facing and being challenged by problems that weren't his. It was life bringing him challenge and hard work and pressure. And he's been able to pass that stage where now he's able to choose what he wants to be challenged with. Like he choose his own battles. And I think it took me like 10, 15 minutes to think about it before realizing how just powerful these words were. Like that's fucking insane. Like just to be able to pick your battles. Like we always going to be challenged in life no matter what, but to have the luxury of choosing what you're going to be challenged about, it's actually super powerful. And since then, this sentence is just thinking to my mind, knowing that right now I'm on the tip of the building where I'm about to choose my own battles, and that's gonna be crazy, and I'm putting myself into this bag, like this is gonna become my new reality, and I'm very excited. I know that it's not gonna be pink every day. I know that I'm gonna have some dark days. I know that some days I'm gonna have the motivation, but by focusing on my reputation, surrounding myself with the right people, and like having this culture of pushing people to provide their best work and to give them the freedom to be, and to see the magic that they have in their hands and to let the magic operate. I think it's gonna be so much rewarding in the future, rather than micromanaging and just being stressed and to communicate my stress to people. This is not the way I want to operate. I want us to have fun doing this project, because I think the values and the principles are absolutely right. I know that people need this, and I know we're gonna do like a big difference into this world. So this is it. That's my visualization plan, at least for the next year. Building my brand, focusing on the 5 products that are gonna be able and services that are gonna sell, making sure that I stick to it and I'm as consistent and confident as ever. Continue to multiply the different collaborations throughout the city, and obviously I hope that my channel is gonna grow and that I'm gonna start receiving requests. Obviously, once you start having visibility, you become an influencer where you can start doing partnerships with some brands, with some people, with some businesses. And obviously, once I catch the train, I know it's not going to be, it's not going to stop. On the other hand, like on a more personal side, obviously, like I have bigger projects for what I'm currently doing in hospitality. My goal is also to be promoted to director of operation. Now I'm GM, but the goal is to start overseeing the whole company's operation and to start being a multi-outlet, overseeing restaurants and bars, and being able to have different teams under my charge and to be able to mix and match them, and to create that culture where we're bulletproof on every levels, because I know that this professional opportunity as well gonna lift me up too, especially gonna build my reputation, and also my skill set at a larger scale too. So like this, I think I've covered most of the plan so far. At least this is what is in my mind at the moment. I think about it 24 hours a day. It's constantly in my mind. I'm always brainstorming. I started reading, watching YouTube videos and tutorials and whatever stream of knowledge that I need in order to succeed. And obviously, I'm counting very much on the Skool community to continue to lift me up, to give me this confidence, that boost, and that gonna give me the tips and tricks in order to get into my ends as fast as possible, of course, without burning any steps. But if I had to finish into this punchline, it's not about doing the easy thing, but it's doing the right thing every single step of the way. I don't want to cut corners. I don't want to, to fuck anybody. I want to be true. I want to be real. I want to do the right thing. And most of all, I really want to help the world, because this is the true purpose, and this is what makes it just the whole worth it, like just to see, some a smile on somebody's face, like a dear thank you, like those kind of tips and tricks that gonna really impact people's life. So again, if you are inspired, if you want to help, if you want to contribute, if you think that you have a certain skill set that will be worth it into what we're trying to build, that will be the most priceless thing ever. And I want to hear from you. So please let me know, reach out to me. I think you get my email, my Instagram, like all my details that are attached to the YouTube channel and to the Skool community as well. So just voice up, like just a little text, just a little email. I will be here. And I really want to partnership, because this is the time, guys. This is the time, and I'm not going back, and I'm starving, and we're going to make this baby come through. And the only thing that I can promise is that everybody who is in me, if I make it, everybody makes it, because that's the whole point of it, is to create, opportunities for everybody, whatever they're with me or without. But I'm a dreamer, and I want to make this dream come true now. So here we are, guys. Thank you very much for listening until the end. Sorry, it was probably maybe confusing some bits, but the intentions are here, guys. So thanks for watching. I see you tomorrow. You have a wonderful day. Happy Saturday, and I love you all. Take care.